Well, we met in Chile. I'm Chilean, and he was in Chile as an exchange student. And he was, during that semester, serving in a ministry for college students where I served too.
Later, she came here to visit the States. She had a number of friends here in the States from that same ministry. And
But I really came to see him.
so I've come to find out since.
But then we dated long distance for 2 years. And then we got married in Chile, and he continued serving in that ministry for 2 years after we were married.
So after I finished my 2-year commitment, I ended up doing a remote software job here, and we were there for another 2 years, which is much longer than we thought. I forget how long the green card process lasted, but that's really what we were waiting on. Once that happened, we ended up buying our first house.
That was 2 years ago. We moved back to the States.
And with the pandemic and everything that had happened, we really hadn't had a home church for a while. And so we knew we were looking to get back involved in a church as deeply as possible. I grew up in kids ministry, and I think that was my initial connection to ministry. And would you say college ministry was yours?
Yeah.
And so we knew we wanted to get back into serving, and we arrived here, and I think it was the first couple of days after we'd moved in, Camila Googled churches nearby, and for the record, we didn't know Westridge existed at that point.
Came that first Sunday, and we had to leave our daughter in the kids section, which we had never done before. We were very nervous. I was really nervous. We went to church and we loved it. And then when we picked our daughter up, she was just playing, and we were like, wow, she really liked it. Like, she felt so good. We just felt very good about it. Like, we should come back. One of the coaches in the pre-K area, she learned my name and she learned Robin's name, and she was very kind to us. That first person made a connection with me, and it felt really good.
A lot of people don't expect that children's ministry can be the entry point into a church for a whole family. A lot of people see it the other way around. You think the parents made the decision to come to this building, and so they bring their kids, and it goes in that direction. But more often than not, you get surprised it goes the other direction.
That started changing my mind. Like, I started getting involved with people, and I decided to come to one of the women's gatherings. They said that day that they needed people for childcare. I was like, yes, like, I really want to do it. And so I got connected there and started serving with the 3-year-olds on Sundays.
And then one Sunday, Pastor Brian basically said, we need dudes back here, you know? And I said, well, I'm a dude. Let's do it. That's how we got started serving together.
We were doing that for a whole semester when they needed someone to lead large group. We were like, okay, like, yeah, let's do it. Let's move with the kids and be in charge of this big classroom. And we texted Dee, and she was like, we were literally praying for this right now because we did not have any adults for that classroom. Like, we didn't know the need, and God was already calling us to volunteer for that need that we didn't know.
And when we started, there were already a number of teens serving in here, middle schoolers and high schoolers, and we loved to see the energy, we'd love to see the excitement and the fun that they would have, but we wanted to try and challenge them to get to a point where we could channel that and use that for the ministry and kind of get ourselves focused as a team together. A few weeks went by, I kind of realized, wow, the serving and serving with the teens and the team we are together, and how, whether it's us doing our little devotional before we start, whatever it is, all those aspects, those are just as important as what is visibly the reason we're in here.
We didn't want them to just come right before large group, be on stage and dancing, and then, okay, bye, see you next Sunday. We try to let them know that we care for them, that we want to pray for them, that we see that huge potential, just to make them feel that, they're important here, and that without them, we could not do it the way we do it. So
the teens that serve with us bless us so much, and being able to serve hand in hand with them, being able to see them grow, being able to see them step up in ways that I would say your average person might not expect for their age group, is really amazing for us. I mean, we get to see so many generations working in tandem together here in the pre-K hall in general, but having in large group, we get to see the kids growing in the Word. We get to see these teens who are on that journey themselves, right? Seeing them step up to the plate, seeing them really take ownership of what we're doing in here. I mean, it blows us away every single week.
Serving, it's a way to make that connection with people, and you don't know if that family that's coming had a church hurt or like really needs a community and a place to belong. And you just, by knowing their name and just by smiling at them and like, thank you for coming, like, hope to see you next week, and that's gonna make them feel loved and want to come back.
I think people would be amazed to see the impact that every single Sunday back here has on these kids and their whole families. We're bringing Jesus to these kids, to their families.
It's amazing how God works in you while you're serving, like reminding you, this is about the kingdom. This is not about you. This is for my glory.